Shalom.
Shalom.
First off, we give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Nakakadash. Yahweh being the true name for Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shai being named for His only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls God, and Jesus Christ. I want to give double honors to the elders and the apostles, the great millstone, and taught the truth to rule well, and salutations to hopefully pushing the truth in all honesty and sincerity. We're a couple of brothers at a GMS Kansas City camp, Camillus and Spirit Power, Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai. This is just an in-transit pre-camp lesson. Basically just going through the spirit, man, kind of impromptu. Just kind of speak on a few things going on. One of the bros out of the Denver camp just sent me a video or a clip of another mass shooting that took place at I think it was a high school in Arizona. Which part I'm not really sure. But 1,000 students went running, from the gunfire, and the student, barricaded himself in the school, and it just goes to show the times we're living in, and the evil days are increasing and getting worse. This is why you really got to be covered with the bloody Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai if you want protection, because there's so much shit going on. You never know when you could be at the wrong place at the wrong time, or your seeds, man. If you got anything, bro.
Yeah, I was just gonna say we living in a time where these judgments about to ramp up big, basically like tenfold, man, because the Lord is basically letting all of this thing build up to this boiling point. So now the judgments you're getting ready to see are going to be in much larger numbers. They're going to be much more horrific. Things are going to turn up,
God.
I just had a precept in Deuteronomy 32. Okay. Had another one there.
God, go ahead. I want to get as well as it's fearful to fall into the hands of living power as well.
Okay.
After that one.
This is Deuteronomy 32. Verse 40, it says, "For I lift up my hand to heaven and say I live forever, if I whet my glittering sword and my hand take hold on judgment, and I will render vengeance to mine enemies and will reward them that hate me."
There you go.
That's basically like a parallel scripture to Isaiah 34 when he says his sword is bathed in heaven. When the Lord basically puts his hand on that sword this part is speaking about missiles, but also other judgment. That means it's there for judgment, man. And who is it for? It's the most rebellious people, man. And some of the horrific judgments involve your kids getting put to death, like in this situation.
Because that spirit, man, of them school shootings, man, is, if you notice, every year it's been like one that's basically taking place, damn near every year, a mass one that makes it to the news, and it's only going to increase, man, because these kids and these people and these parents are, the scriptures say that love of many shall wax cold. Things aren't as the older days when you should be able to trust your kids to just be able to walk. They can walk themselves to school. Now you got to be concerned about them being picked up by pedophiles and shit, and things happening to them.
Right.
And the judgment is heavy right now. The Lord is executing judgment because a lot of what's going on in these curriculums is they're teaching undesirable behavior. They're teaching abominations. They're teaching to worship Satanism. The kids are allowed to come any kind of way. Little boys coming there dressed up as girls.
Right.
And girls making out in the hallways and shit.
Yeah.
So a lot of you sit there and want to say, oh my gosh, and cry. This is so sad, but you don't understand how wicked a lot of these children are being, man. This is an adulterous and wicked generation, man.
Right. Your teachers have the power to change the pronouns of your child, and if you say something against it, you're the one that's going to be looked at crazy. Possibly if you're in Canada right now, you can go to jail, man.
Right. That's right. You can't say nothing if they try to go transform themselves.
Yeah, so you can see the many levels this place is just falling and decayed into, man. But I'll finish this. It says, verse 42, "I will make mine arrows drunk with blood, and my sword shall devour flesh, and that with the blood of the slain of the captive from the beginning of revenges upon the enemy." So when it's talking about that sword in Idumea, that's the beginning of revenges, man. This is what we're seeing right now, these school shootings, these mass women getting beheaded, bro. This is just the beginning. The Lord is just starting this thing. It says, "Rejoice, O ye nations, with his people, for he will avenge the blood of his servants and will render vengeance to his adversaries and will be merciful unto his land and to his people," man. All right? So that's judgment for basically all you nations. This is the time we're going into, man.
Right. The Lord isn't going to discriminate. He doesn't care how old they are, man.
Right.
Women and children and elderly are going to be put to death, because those three categories right there is the average person in America or the average person in the world would be extremely distraught behind that and say, oh my gosh, a woman got killed, or oh my gosh, a child died, or oh my gosh, an old person died, or was killed. But the Lord isn't going to care in that day. Once the missiles go up in the sky, that's it. It's going to rain down upon all the wicked.
Yeah, you ain't seen nothing yet, man. I got that precept you asked for. This is Hebrews 10:30. It says, for we know him that hath said, vengeance belongeth unto me. I will recompense, saith the Lord. And again, the Lord shall judge his people. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living God.
Right. So it's scary. A lot of people always say, oh, well, only God can judge me. That is a very ignorant statement you can make, because that's the last thing you want is for Yahweh Shem Yahushua to judge you. Yeah. You should want, the brothers out there teaching to warn you of things to come, because that's basically our way of judging. Because physical judgment, we can't take things into our own hands right now.
Right.
But what we can is verbally judge you and say, hey, look, if you don't stop this shit, you're going to be put to death.
Yeah.
Or what you're doing is wicked.
Right.
Yeah. But because once the Lord gets a hold, school shootings happen.
Yeah.
Okay? Scary shit. That's shaking people up, because the lady that was in the video, she was like, oh my gosh, it's the scariest thing ever. I can't get a hold of my child, and the shooter is in the same hallway as my child is. And you got kids sitting there recording the shit on their phones, uploading. All the parents can do is just watch. They're not allowed to go in the building.
Man.
They just got to watch their kids get shot, man.
That there alone is judgment, man.
Right.
Just watching that, just get, But why did the Lord let it get this bad, man?
Right.
But like, why? Because he let it get this bad to where, you got Muppet babies being quote unquote Transformers, man. Why did the Lord let it get this bad to where our children got the access to that? Because he's gonna be justified in these horrific things, man.
That's right. Yep. That's right, man. And a lot of these kids, man, they so rebellious, and they've been brought up by this generation of single mothers and shit like that. Hey, they all bugging out. A lot of them have been on fucking opioids and drugs, just eating my kids. And then also, Esau is staging a lot of this shit and setting it up.
Yeah.
He'll pay a little fucking Tyler to go shoot up a fucking school.
Right. Just
to push forward his agenda and confiscating weapons, to make martial law go more smoother.
Right. Yeah, he's setting you people up, man, because the Lord hates pride, and that's one thing that this so-called American philosophy is. It's rooted in pride, man.
Right.
Proud to be an American, Old Glory, all of this bullshit. You got Pride Month, man. You got a whole month dedicated to just being proud of some of the most abominable lifestyles you can imagine, man.
Right.
The thing that the Most High hates, you've taken the utmost pride into it, man. So that judgment just gotta flow, man. It's just the beginning.
Yep.
I had it Ezekiel get it one up.
Go ahead.
Ezekiel 9:4. It says, and the Lord Yahweh said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof.
God. So, hey, the prophets, man, we're the only ones that's complaining about it. Everyone else has nothing to complain about in this society. They love it here.
Right. Exactly.
Even though you just got a chance of sending your kid to school and they can get blown away and shot up, you still love it here, man. Mm-hmm. We sigh and cry for all the abominations that we've done. We sigh and cry for the curriculum, how everything, because the way it's supposed to be naturally anyway is that the children are supposed to be taught at home, man, by their mother and fathers, but because of the slave system that's set up, you got both parents that are basically have to go out and work just to provide for their families. And then what? They have to give their kids over to Esau to teach them and tell them the way to go. When really they're supposed to be brought up in the scriptures, getting understanding law, statutes, commandments, knowing right from wrong. And look what's happened strategically over the years. These kids have gotten worse and worse and worse. Yeah. They're celebrating what's getting ready to come up as a wicked holiday. You got Halloween coming up.
Right.
Thanksgiving Day coming up.
Right.
And in these schools, they really push that shit.
Yeah, they do, man.
Indoctrinate your kids in all this witchcraft, Christmas, all that shit is pushed in there. And you as a parent, and the truth, you try to tell your kid don't get involved with that, and don't go. They start treating your child some type of way, man.
Right. You got to participate in the Secret Santa and all this other kind of holiday bullshit, man.
Right.
And you know what? Them school systems, they the worst for little boys, man.
You are.
Because boys are not designed to learn sitting down in a classroom, man. They need to be active, man. They're tactile learners. They got you sitting down in a classroom, answering to an underpaid woman, man.
Right. Yep.
And you act up and you run around the classroom. They ready to put your ass on antidepressants, man. Ritalin.
Right. God.
We not designed to learn this way, man. You got these depressed, underpaid female teachers trying to teach a young boy, man.
Right.
Boys learn by doing things, man. Boys learn with a strong male presence around them, man.
That's right. And it should be all boys all together, not mixed and mingled among other little girls and women, because they're going to be distracted,
Right.
They're going to be trying to pop them, because at the age of 12, in the scriptures, many Israelites, they were given into marriage and things like that, and that was set up.
Right.
At a very young age, you can't control them hormones.
Right.
I mean, it's common sense too. Think about what age you lost your virginity when you were in high school, or you heard your friends losing it.
Yeah.
A lot of them were young, like around 13, 14 years old.
Right.
Having sex. So when you got that mix and mingle, how can they focus? They're gonna be trying to pop them little girls. They're not paying attention to what's going on. And like the brother said, they're supposed to be physically active. They should be getting trained in war, self-defense and things like that. Being trained in a certain skill or trade, not just sitting there looking at a book and learning everything from a book, man.
Right.
For hours.
They sitting down learning, they gotta raise their hand, and then they feeding them bullshit. Who discovered America?
Right.
They gotta raise their hand. Christopher Columbus, nigga didn't discover America, and he shouldn't be learning this way.
Right. Yep.
This is some straight up bullshit. And if he tell you something else, then you get the answer wrong.
Right.
Everybody's shaming you for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you probably be speaking the truth. Some of the parents, they know what it is. Hey, Christopher Columbus was a fucking mass murderer devil, man.
Right.
And they go into all these presidents and exalt them. That shit is brainwashing, man. Shit that they don't need to know.
Right. But when you look at Esau's schools, at these elites, they have homeschooling, or they have these very plush, high-end, private schools, man. Where it's not the same setting at all. They kids don't get fed bullshit.
Right.
You get in there getting them GMO food in the cafeteria. Your kid coming home with all kind of anxiety and depression, and got access to all of these weirdos that like kids.
Right.
Because it ain't like the school got top security there.
Exactly.
Don't nobody want to work there, man. It's underpaid.
God.
So go ahead. I'm gonna go verse 5. It says, and to the others, Ezekiel 9:5, it says, and to the others he said in my hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity.
God. Hey, so smite, spare, don't have no pity. Lord ain't gonna give a damn, man. Not gonna discriminate like we just said, man.
Yeah, and that's a commandment. Even if the angel wanted, angels don't feel like that, but even if the angel wanted to, the Lord said, don't have any pity.
Right. Yeah.
Lord straight up said that.
Yeah. Right.
That tells you the anger that the Lord has, man.
Right. Lord's like, yeah, I want this motherfucker down, man. I'm gonna go ahead and select Tyler. Go ahead, possess him real quick, and slaughter, man.
Yeah.
And have a field day with it.
That means there ain't gonna be no amount of screaming and pleading or nothing. None of that's gonna be heard, man. It's gonna be that Michael Myers spirit. Have you ever seen Michael Myers have remorse and pull back somebody screaming, please don't? No, man.
Nope.
That ain't how it worked. Yep. He got instructions, and that's what's gonna happen, man. That's how the Lord is setting it up.
God.
And it says, verse 6, slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children.
There you go.
And women.
Sounds like a school shooting to me, man.
Yeah.
And we're not telling somebody out here to go do it. We're just telling you that the Lord creates, what the scriptures say, spirits for vengeance. He creates the demons that possess people. And that requires a certain level of demonic possession to put somebody's spirit to go and shoot and slaughter all their peers like that.
Right.
These are people that they've grown up in school. Some of them they got close friends, but these little Edomite kids, they sadistic any damn way. They're crazy as fuck.
Right.
Yeah. So
they are. There's a gene that Esau brought out called the Moa gene.
Right.
The moanamine oxidase A gene, which is the opposite of like what they call the VMAT gene, they call a God gene that Jake has. Esau's got one, they call it the serial killer gene, man.
Oh shit, yeah.
But it's a gene in them that makes them kind of like, they're more likely to be void of empathy. That's what allows them to get no remorse for doing things. So if something triggers them, like they get bullied or call a name, they're more likely to just go off the deep end, man.
Right.
And that's in every Edomite.
Yep.
You know, you say one thing, he's ready to run through a whole nation of people, man.
Well, God, that's spiritual, because that's his name, Esau, red.
Yeah.
Bloodshed. You know, he's the harbinger of death, man.
Right.
You know, that's what he does. That's his nature. You know, because any other person, they would sit there and be like, oh man, if I were to shoot all these people in here, you know, your flesh is gonna be like, all right, this doesn't feel right. This is terrible. This is wrong.
Right.
You know, especially if it's really tiny kids involved.
Right.
You
Even
know?
other heathen have that. They'll know like, oh, I can't do it. Something in them would be like,
right,
not to do it. But Esau, you just a whole different animal, man.
That's right. Man, he don't give a damn, man.
You know.
God. You got any more on that, Doc?
That's basically it on that. That's the main point.
God. All right, cool. Well, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up. Just got to the camp spot, man. Lord's will, this lesson was edifying. We're gonna go ahead and close out. Give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, Kakadash. Double honor to the elders and the apostles, great millstone, and Tasha's truth and will. And salutations to you, hopefully that person's truth and all sincerity. Shalom.
Shalom.